Hello and welcome to my $250 gaming PC build. Now this is going to be an entry-level gaming PC instead of a hardcore just because of the price. So it does have a couple of sacrifices, but nothing too big. They're always something that you can just upgrade later for a little bit of money, or just add some things that we didn't include in this build. Now of course all of this is optional, and all of these parts will just get your computer going. So first off, we have the MSI FM2 A55M E33. Now even though that may seem like a bunch of letters and numbers, the FM2 slot is actually needed for this CPU, but unfortunately it does not have USB 3, which of course is not mandatory. It'd just be nice to have it, later on when it comes into play. So the CPU is the AMD A6 5400K, clocked at 3.6 gigahertz. You can probably overclock it to 3.8 if that's your thing. But it is pretty impressive. It is an APU, so it's an accelerated processing unit which has a built-in graphics card. But we are going to be pairing it with this, the MSI Radeon 6450. It's a 1 gig card, so it's nothing too shabby. It is kind of impressive, and it'll still play games pretty well, even though it's a little bit old. But it'll crossfire with our CPU to give it more processing power graphically, and it'll improve your gameplay a lot. So we've got our hard drive, of course. This is just a simple Western Digital Black 250 gig, which isn't much, but it's enough to hold your operating system and some games. You can always upgrade this later on if you want, maybe with another hard drive or an SSD. The RAM is a 4 gig stick of Crucial, which this stuff is pretty impressive for being clocked at only 1333. You can always throw in another 4 gig stick later, and this stuff is pretty fast for, like I said, 1333. Now, for the PSU, we have the Logisys 480 watt. Now, it's nice to have 480 watts because it'll handle all of this. I mean, it'll definitely make this computer power up. But in case you want to add a couple more things, like maybe dual graphics cards or another hard drive, it'll have more than enough power for that. Now, the reason I chose this case is because it comes with the PC, the PSU comes with the case. It's a pretty good price. It's only about $30, and the PCU has good reviews, so it's nothing too shabby, and it'll definitely run everything fine. So I hope you enjoyed this build. There are a few little modifications that I will put the links in the description to next to the actual parts. These will just help it run a little bit better for only a little bit more money. But until then, I will see you guys next video. Goodbye.